Hi, I'm Terry Groden. I'm the Campus Director at the Ohio Center for Broadcasting in Cleveland, and I'm privileged to be joined today by Jamie Sullivan.
So nice of you to say.
Oh, it is awesome to have you here, Jamie. Jamie is a graduate of OCB Cleveland, and we were just talking that she is a young 10-year graduate of OCB Cleveland. Well, I go back to 1988, so, I got you by a long shot. But it's so great to have Jamie here today because she is going to talk a little bit about her career path since she graduated from OCB Cleveland. And Jamie, first of all, we know each other a little bit. We go back to the Metro days, which is where you started when you graduated.
Yes, in Metro, at that time, it was Metro Traffic, so that is where I started. And, with Metro, it actually was my first job. You hired me. And I started at OCB. I had multiple internships. It was not an internship that I had, but I started working only 2 days after I graduated. So 10 years ago that was. But, with working at Metro, I had the option to be on almost every radio station in Cleveland because we did the traffic. I would fill in doing news as well. So I really kind of had a great opportunity to learn many things: news, traffic, weather. And from that point, I worked for 3.5 years. I met so many people, and I also did some part-time work at Q104 and WDOK. So not only was I doing traffic, but I was also able to jock. So I stuck with radio at least that first 3.5 years of my career. And then I moved. So I took a job. Terry was a great boss, we'll say that. But I did decide to move. I felt that I needed to do that to be able to come back to Cleveland one day, which has always been my ultimate goal. So I went to Indianapolis and I flew in a plane, not a helicopter, reporting traffic. And that ended up being about 3.5 years as well. And the great thing about being in Indianapolis was we were on a morning show, and I was really able to interact with our morning show. So I learned a lot more than, maybe I had being in a secluded studio at Metro. From Indianapolis, I decided I wanted to go a little bit bigger, and so I went to Washington, D.C. Pretty big, especially at least in the traffic world. I stayed doing jock stuff, so I worked on a station in Baltimore for a little bit of time, and then I did the traffic in Baltimore as well, and DC. Our boss had asked us if anyone was interested in TV, and I had really stayed with traffic at that point for about 8 years and just on radio. So I said, yeah, I am interested. So we tried it out, and they liked me. Good, right? So I was able to make my demo even from being on TV in Washington, D.C. Once I submitted that back here in Cleveland, that's kind of how I was able to get back here. So even though I had worked in radio for 8 years, I took what I learned mostly here at OCB, not so much from my internships because I didn't get to intern at a TV station. I did all radio. So I really think that's so important that you learn both here at OCB, so I was able to make that transition. And now, moving forward in my career, I can do radio or TV. So it works out for me.
Great. And with your success story and the path that you just described taking, what's one piece of advice that you could give people who are considering OCB or current students and as they're getting ready to head out into the broadcasting business?
A couple things. First thing I would say is how important for our current students that your internships are, and then even people who are considering coming to OCB. I wasn't sure how it was going to be. I came in, I got a tour of the campus, which is amazing. You're not really going to find anything like this in the Cleveland area, and that's why I chose OCB, because I wanted to be here and take advantage of both TV and the radio opportunities that I had. With interning, you really got to get in there and get your feet wet, and you do get those same opportunities here. But the benefit with the internships, I felt, was meeting people and showing them how hard you could work. So when they were ready to hire someone, hey, what about that intern Jamie? She worked hard, and we really got to see what she could do. So that's where I think it is so important. And then the school is not too long. It's enough time, less than a year, where you're able to get all the information you need and get back out there, and still remember everything that you learned here.
All right. Well, thank you, Jamie Sullivan, OCB Cleveland grad, and as you've seen from the graphic, traffic anchor at WOIO TV, Channel 19 Action News here in Cleveland. Jamie, thanks for coming back. and great to see you.
Oh, thank you so much. It's great to be here.